Okay, so this video is for everybody out there who's about something. To make it to heaven is not only just being a good person, because being a good person can be really, really easy, and God said that this walk wouldn't be easy. So there's a couple things that you need to know. It says in the Bible that no man can make it to heaven with sin in his life, because sin separates God from man and man from God. And smoking and drinking, like we all know, is death dressed up. Everybody wants to drink. What do? You get psoriasis of your liver and you die. You know, when you drink too much, you throw up and stuff. Like, do you like that? Is that fun, or you just do it because everybody else thinks it's cool? Like, really, that's just death dressed up. You know that is wrong. Also, in smoking, we all know you can get lung cancer, but smoking weed, you can get cancer of the esophagus, and when that erodes, you die. So either way, people say, I don't think smoking weed is bad because it's a herb. Just because poison ivy is a herb doesn't mean that you have to rub it on your skin, because that's not what it was used for. You can use weed to make clothes, you can use weed for a lot of other things, but you don't have to smoke it because it gets you out of your zone. And a lot of people smoke weed to get out of their reality, but when they wake up in the morning, their reality is still going to be there, because you can't escape reality because it's what you live in. So that's just a moot point in general. And then I'm just saying that in realizing all these things that I'm telling you right now, you also need to realize that time is not on your side. Time really isn't, because if you look at the medical bill, you can pull it up right now, you can look on Google. There was a clause, and this medical bill was passed in 2005. There was a clause for something called the RFID chip. This RFID chip you put in your hand or you put in your forehead, and it's a barcode, and the barcode says 666. Now in the Bible, if you go back to the Bible and you go back to Revelations, there's something called the mark of the beast, very similar to this RFID thing, that has 666, and that's the mark of the beast and the number that bears his name. It's man's perfect number repeated 3 times, because 6 is man's perfect number. So this thing was passed in 2005. By 2012, the whole healthcare system is supposed to be compliant, but by 2014, we're supposed to be compliant, meaning that we need to get it. It's going to be mandatory. And it says in the Bible something about the rapture of the church. The rapture of the church is when Jesus comes back for everybody that's ready at that point in time. Completely ready, not smoking, drinking, cussing, listening to that music, having sex before marriage, and all that other stuff. So, if you're not ready, then you're going to be stuck down here for something called the 7-year tribulation. The 7-year tribulation is when you're down here for 7 years with the devil himself, because right now the devil is a spirit. But during the 7-year tribulation, God lets him free. So he rules on the earth for 7 years. It's going to be so bad that people are going to say, mountain fall on me. The mountain falls on them. They feel all the pain, but they won't die. People will be cutting themselves. They won't die because they rejected the gospel of Christ, and they need to be down here for 7 years. But also in those 7 years, there's something going to be called tribulation saints. Tribulation saints are those who reject the mark of the beast, get thrown in jail, get killed, whatever, so be it, so that they can go to heaven. Like, they're going to die because they didn't accept the mark of the beast, but they're going to go to heaven. So in that, you need to realize that you don't want to miss the first time. You want to make it for the rapture. You don't want to be stuck down here for 7 years with the devil, do you? And if you look at the outlined by the government, it's supposed to be compliant by 2014. I'm not saying all this 2012, the world's going to end and stuff, but because the government set it up to be mandatory by 2014, it seemed a lot like the rapture has to happen before then. So time is not on your side, time is not on my side, time waits for no man. So you need to get right with God and get it with the quickness, because you don't know when this whole thing is going to be wrapped up. You're not promised tomorrow, you weren't even promised today, but thank God that God woke you up this morning. But and a lot of that kind of sad music, it meets you where you're at when you're sad, but it doesn't necessarily take you anywhere. It gives you your problem, but it doesn't give you a solution to the problem. It says, yeah, I'm sad, I hate my life, but it doesn't say, turn your life around, give it to God, and it'll be better. It never says that. So my thing is, in that, it just makes you realize how sad you are, but it doesn't give you a solution. And also, what else was I going to say? Yeah, that's all I really had to say. I mean, that's all you need to realize at the end of the day. Is all this stuff you're holding on to worth your eternity? Is it really worth you going to hell and burning forever? Is it really worth it? Think about it. Because if it is, I feel sorry for you. And being a Christian, you need to realize it's not going to be easy. It says in the Bible that broad is the way that leads to destruction, and narrow is the way that leadeth to the light, and few there be that find it. So there's not a lot of people going to heaven. Even though people be preaching good people go to heaven, that's not true. You got to be saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost, and not be sinning. It's harder than you think. And when you become a Christian, a lot of people are going to be leaving you because they're going to be like, you whack. But when in reality, whack is not making it to heaven. Whack is wilding out on this world. And when you die, you have nothing. You can't take any of this stuff with you. Not the cars, the money, the clothes, nothing. So you need to realize that you need to live for something greater than yourself, and live for something that you can take with you, and live to go to heaven, because that's the goal. Alright, adios.